I must really love you, doll, to be walking you outside in this weather.
This weather, doll.
I must really love you, doll,
Damn, doll.
to be walking you outside in this weather.
This shitty weather,
The
doll.
hideous humidity's insidious. This heat's like walking behind a city bus. I can't stop schwitzing through my clothes, and my armpit stings are unappealing. I must really love you, doll,
Damn, doll.
to be walking you outside in this weather.
This weather, doll.
Not all men are jerks, simply isn't true. And not all guys are dirtbags, that's you, that's you. Not all men are jerks, simply isn't true. Hey, 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 not all guys are dirtbags, that's you, you. Everybody sing. Not all men are jerks, simply isn't true. All right. Not all guys are dirtbags, that's you, again. Woo! Not all men are jerks, simply isn't true. Hey, 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 not all guys are dirtbags, that's you, you. Yeah! Woo! Simply isn't true. Not all guys are dirtbags, that's you. Do you think our children are weird? She asked Kat while looking out the kitchen window. She bristled as she said it. The thought horrified her to no end. Kat craned her neck to see all 5 Thornton cousins playing touch football in the sprawling backyard. Everyone was dressed in wool sweaters and hats for the annual New Year's Day game, with the exception of 12-year-olds Busy, short for Elizabeth, and Chew, short for Charlie, Choo Choo Charlie, who were wearing Charlie's Angels wigs, Farrah and Jacqueline respectively. 20 or so assorted family friends' kids joined them, their laughter visible in the brittle air. Which ones? Kat teased, knowing full well she didn't think she'd ever heard her sister use the word weird, and almost asked if she knew what it meant. Are we talking about Busy and Chew? Yes, obviously, snapped Claire. And what kind of weird are we talking? Adorable weird or depraved weird? Claire nearly said. Oh, for heaven's sake, they're only 12. How depraved could they already be? But she didn't say that. She realized she was being baited. She reached for her drink and another pinch of paprika. Her burgundy high-waisted slacks set off her narrow, lithe figure, and final net kept her hair hot rollers, just so. Kat sipped her tab as she watched her sister's thin, outstretched arm. You're not the Queen of England, you know. You can stop anointing the deviled eggs. The sisters readied the crushed nut-covered cheese ball and sprinkled paprika over 6 dozen deviled eggs. They'd been arranged magazine-perfect on porcelain platters, as if this had been their aesthetic destiny all along. Kat looked out the window just in time to see her son, Chew, pass the ball to Busy, who shoved it under her fisherman knit sweater and dashed to the goal line made of plaid scarves in the snow. Their victory celebration was a spontaneous polka, something they'd certainly not learned in Monsieur Laneve's ballroom dance class. Adorable weird, and I'm through talking about it, Claire said, draining her Mount Gay and tonic. How many of you had, said Kat, nodding toward her sister's glass. Oh, don't become one of those people who turns into a pill just because you can't drink anymore. Kat couldn't believe her sister would say such a thing. Then she thought, no, of course she would. Yes, she was annoyed Claire continued to drink in front of her after she'd entered AA a few years back. Not my problem, Claire had initially said to Kat with all the sensitivity of an alcoholic herself. But Kat knew deep down Claire was right. It wasn't her problem to manage. Takes one to know one, said Kat. Sorry she said anything in the first place. Claire knew she'd gotten to her sister. Touché, she thought. We're even. Grab the clam dip and let's get these eggs out. They're not going to pass themselves. You've done a good job, Kat. Everything looks delicious. Oh, and I added sherry to the fondue. Claire helped Kat untie her apron, and Kat forgave her for being a judgmental harpy. Then she reminded herself of what laid the bedrock for their long, productive relationship, their simpatico devotion to family and friends, an appreciation for art and culture. There was also the desire to create a storybook childhood and give their children a lasting legacy. It's why they bought houses next door to each other and created a communal Shangri-La. It's why they herded the cousins as siblings and forgave each other again and again. Yes, sometimes Kat grew annoyed by Claire's relentless party onslaught and occasionally tossed a few deviled eggs into the hydrangea for sport. But she went along with her sister's largesse so her kids would know the right people. She'd made a mess of things in her past and didn't want retribution visited upon the innocent. Nor could she risk any fallout from her secret. That, above all, was key. Dum dum dum.
Curious what you're working on next.
Oh, it's a really adorable tale of two sisters who are going to use URail passes in the late 80s, and they're going to run around Europe and get into trouble. Cute trouble, really adorable trouble. No, it's going to be great. They'll have sex. It'll be fine. The funnest part of writing this book. I love the dialogue. I just love writing dialogue. That to me is fun, and trying to make it funnier with each pass. I try to think of something funnier that a character would have said. And that to me is fun, is making it funnier and writing the dialogue. I think that's a blast. So.
This happens all the time. What's your book about? I say, it's about a dysfunctional family. And they say, it's about my family? And everybody said that. And I think the reason is because everybody is feeling like they're living, that they're the only ones that have this dysfunctional family experience. And if everybody feels that way, then really, we're not the anomaly. We are functioning as people trying to work out stuff and grow and learn, and we're making mistakes. Sure, yes, we are. But it's kind of exciting to think that we're not just the one or two failures in a world of winners. I think that we're all dysfunctional and we're all champions of learning and growing and making mistakes and figuring it out. So I hope one day that whole dysfunctional thing goes away and it just becomes accepted as the norm. So, anyway, thank you so much.